Welcome to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Raff.
We did it. We made it.
Because when a band's name starts being everywhere, it can be very easy to go like, okay, like.
Just because I know what it's like to feel left out and to feel like people are weird or mean to you, and so I never want to be that person. And I want.
This here is my good friend Kyle, aka the BeerBuddy.
Big opportunity. You guys must be stoked you're on the first day too, because you can just sort of shoot. Yeah, you can just relax.
Brian was sitting down with his our longtime friend and his former bandmate Meegs from Cold Chamber, and they were having coffee, and Brian was.
When those questions go, those hearty chuckles.
You know what that laughter says to me is like, people y'all don't even know what's coming. People just are gonna be minds are gonna be blown by that.
No, it will be a fucking banger.
How you doing, everybody? I am the Reverend Raff, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the BeerBuddy.
What's going on, everybody?
We're the two dudes who talk music, and we are back on your screens and in your ears today with another podcast episode. Mm-hmm. We have 6 videos coming out each and every week. Although last week we did have 7 because we had a great interview with Lee from Pop Evil. If you haven't checked that one out, go and check that out. We also do reaction videos and interviews, podcasts, all that cool stuff. So if you have a good time with us today, if you enjoy this sort of content and you're just a passionate music fan, hit that subscribe button. We do also have a Patreon. It's only a couple of bucks a month. Helps support the channel, cover some of the running costs, things like that. Helps us to grow, do bigger and better things. But totally understand if not. Thank you for spending some time with us today anyway. Yeah. We've got a return guest coming for you guys today. Going to be chatting with DisKust. This is going to be their 3rd time on the channel. But before we get into that, mate, how you doing? How you been?
How's good, life? Man. I'm good. I've been busy. I've joined the Musos team over at SWA 99.9 FM over in Sydney. Mm-hmm. And yeah, your boy's on some FM radio. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it's so far it's worked out pretty well. It was a really good show I had with them last Saturday. So you can go check that out on swa99.9.com.au. They have the episode up there in the Muso section. And yeah, I'd like to thank Luke, Nat, and Nick for having us on there. And yeah, hopefully going forward. Guys, this means that, yeah, if you see this and you're an unsigned band, that's what they do there. They get unsigned bands and they help promote and play their music. So if you want to go over there and chuck your music on there, get over to the website, chuck your music up there. There's only one rule, no swearing on the songs because it's still FM radio at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, get after it because yeah, we're only here to help promote. That's what we do, isn't it, Raff?
Definitely. And same with Hot and Heavy show down there.
Yeah,
the logo's going to be there on the screen when I'm pointing my finger. Yeah. Hot and Heavy show as well. Doing lots of stuff cool. So we're getting in on the radio game, mate. We're getting of course we're getting in on the radio game when it's a dying fucking medium. Of
course. But hey, you know, we're the old men yelling at clouds, so we may as well go down with our sinking ships that we grew up with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. We'll go down with those for sure.
Dude, that beanie is a blast from the past.
It is, right? It is. Dude. Shout out to Miller and the boys.
Oh, dude. And yeah, how are you going, man?
Extra thick beanie for those Canberra winters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, far out.
Yeah, but I did myself another bit of a mischief, mate. I don't know how I've managed to do it. I don't know how, but I've like pulled a muscle in like the right side of my back, my lower back here. So I've done something to it. I don't know how or when. I didn't fall. I didn't like twist it. I didn't feel anything happen. It just kind of got really sore. But I'm assuming I must have done something.
Yeah, we're at that age now where you just quick reach for something. And
that's been a little bit of a pain lately because I'll be honest with you, it is really, really hard to like get in and out of bed. And, laying on the side I normally lay on to sleep, it kind of stretches it and it's quite painful. So I'm just trying to wait. It seems to be on the mend, thankfully. It seems to be on the mend. But it's not particularly pleasant. But hey, on the plus side, it's now cool enough here that I can bust out a hoodie.
Yeah.
And a beanie. I mean, I do have all the fucking windows open and all the freezing cold air in to be able to make it work, but
as long as it works. Hey, this is when you can start running all your games at like max settings, and the computer's just gonna hum. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, man. If I close this, honestly, this thing is like more of a space heater than it is a fucking computer. Like it's a space heater that also runs games. I tell ya, because like if I close this office up and run this fucking thing, it will be, 6 to 7 degrees hotter in this room than in the rest of the fucking house.
Oh wow.
Minimum.
Wow.
It's hectic.
Yeah.
It's I mean
That's
it's
the only reason why I like winter. It's just up those settings.
oh mate, no, I'm a real gamer. I play it at max settings all the time.
My laptop can't handle that.
Get an extra pedestal fan, and away we go. Hey, no, but look, if you're watching or listening to this, we have recently just done some coverage for Nowhere Festival that will have wrapped up the other weekend. So I'm not sure if our videos will be out for that just yet, or if they'll be coming next week. But there should be something coming out for that pretty soon. So keep an eye out on that. I'm sure it was a wonderful time.
Oh yeah, it would have been. Far out.
And we also have our mid-year live stream coming up.
Yeah.
That is going to be on the
21st.
That'll be Saturday the 21st of June. So make sure you come back here for it. On that day, we should have a link or a video thing soon that you can hit remind me on. That'll just be fun. We're just going to be chatting, having a bit of a piss up, looking back at our reactions from the first half of the year, seeing some of our which ones were some of our favorites. Maybe rank things a little bit. Look at what's coming up in the year and just talking shit, having a good old time. So come and hang out in the chat with us on that one. Saturday, the 21st of June, I think 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
I think is what we got there. So wherever you are in the world, bookmark that one and just come and hang out with us.
Get
have
ready.
Some drinks.
Get ready for us. Make some noise.
Hey, it's just fun. It's just fun. It's just shooting the
such
shit.
a good time.
It's all thing. But yeah, look, anyway, mate, we as I said, we have DisKust coming back on today. We're going to be chatting with Bo, who obviously is the vocalist, has been for quite a while now, as well as Tyler, who's their new bass player. I say new, he's been in and around the band for a little bit. But yeah, this is going to be really fun. We're going to be chatting with them about new music that they're working on, upcoming shows. They do have a show coming up on the 20th. Now, I've had the thing up and then I closed it, and now I've got to bring it up again.
Ipswich in July.
Ipswich in July, yeah. So the show that's coming up, it's going to be the Saturday, the 12th of July at the Racehorse Hotel in Ipswich, headlined by DisKust, featuring Total Buzzkill, Whisperhead, and Violent Conflict. So I'm going to try and make my way out to that one. Should be a lot of fun. So if you're going to be out and about, say hi. And but yeah, we're going to get into this chat with the boys right about now. Big thank you to the boys from DisKust for jumping on the podcast. And hey, look, I got to say, this is very, very close to the anniversary of when we started the channels. And
oh wow!
I think so. I think by the time this episode comes out, it'll be just about the anniversary of when we started the channel.
Wow!
And
wonderful, happy anniversary!
Thank you. And I think for Bo, this is like your third appearance.
Yes, yeah.
Third appearance. So
Jeez,
big welcome.
yeah.
Thank you very, very much. You've been a big supporter of the podcast, so we very much
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Thank you, dude.
But you guys have been very, very busy working on some music, putting the nose to the grindstone, trying to get everything rolling and building up for some new stuff. How's that all been going? What's the word from inside the camp?
It's been fantastic, man. Honestly, we're really expanding our sound. We're taking what we love about our sound and what we know works, and just head first into that. And we're doing a whole bunch of different stuff. I know for me personally, I don't know how it is on bass for you, Tyler, but I know for me personally, I'm pushing myself this EP, doing a lot of different stuff vocally, really sort of expanding out a little bit. And even beyond the EP, we have new songs even beyond the EP. As you might know, being in a band yourself, like a lot of the stuff that goes on an EP that you're recording at the time is like a year or two old at that point. And so, we've already got stuff in the pipeline for after the EP, which I think I love even more. So I'm excited to get the EP out and run on that, and then get to the new stuff as well. And probably by that time, you know, that'll be a year down the track, and then we'll have new stuff then. So the struggles of a musician, but yeah, it's been fucking great, man. Can't wait to get it out.
Too much material is never a bad thing to have, man. And that's the thing. What you said there is 100% right. You always got to be working. Like that EP is that project that was meant to be done yesterday, and we got new stuff, and then we got new stuff after that. We got new stuff after that, and it's just that's the best way. ABW, always be working.
Yeah, always chasing your tail.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, you know, we just had a chat with Lee from Pop Evil. That'll be out on the channel now. If people haven't seen it, go back and watch that one. And he was, we were asking him about their new album, What Remains, and he kind of commented like, I know we were going to be talking about it, but that's like from 2 years ago now. Like for him, they recorded that stuff 2 years ago, and they've been working on the next thing. So it's exactly the case. You know, you always want to be working. You always want to have the next thing, you know, the thing after the thing you're working on be well underway. You know, the never-ending struggle to constantly have stuff coming out in today's market. But okay, so like for those who be familiar with your sound, from, you know, how would you compare this new stuff to songs like, you know, Never Have I Ever or Scapegoat? Like, how does it compare to what people would already be familiar with?
Ooh,
Good question.
yeah, that is a good question.
Thank
He
you.
always asks me. He always asks me questions like this.
Can't make it too easy for you, bro.
I mean, we've always sort of been like as diverse as possible with what we've done. So, you know, wherever we have like a Cutthroat, we have an Honestly. Wherever we have like, you know, Never Have I Ever, we have a Burning Alive. You know, that all that sort of stuff. So, it's along that line again. I think that we have a song on there that's very much like Burning Alive, but just taken to the nth degree. You know, it's just such a powerful song, and we all love it. It's probably all of our favorite song on the EP.
Oh, hands down.
And it's not really that heavy, but also our heavier stuff is up the ante as well. You know, so I think it's that's a really hard question to answer. Like it's heavier, but it's also more melodic, but it's also heavier.
Is it more so like the heavy songs are really, really, really heavy, but there's like a clear distinction to some of the more melodic and
I would say so. Yeah. It's a lot more refined. We're really like honing what we know that we're good at.
So kind of the same stuff that you've been doing, just kind of dialed up to 11.
Yes,
in a lot of ways.
I would say so.
Yeah, that's probably a good description of it.
With while experimenting with stuff that we also want to do as well, you know. So I mean, we've always wanted to experiment, but yeah, I think we're just sort of we have a lot of freedom now to just like really delve into what we want to delve into, and you know, really explore what we can do. Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, you guys are always good for the ear candy and the little bits and pieces, and you know the replayability of tracks is just it's on point because you're always finding something new and a bit that you might have missed, and you guys are absolutely on point for that.
Yes, and there's plenty of it in droves in the new EP. Yeah, as I said, we're taking things that we know that we're good at to the nth degree. Yeah, so that's something that we definitely thought about and refined. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, good, I think, and this is one of the things that for me is always exciting because I love when a band knows their formula, right? And knowing your formula isn't a bad thing, right? When a band knows their formula, but then knows how they can best experiment with that formula to get really good results, right?
Yeah.
The example I always give when I'm talking about this is Lamb of God, because, you know, like their first few albums, they kind of were developing their sound. And then by the time they get to, you know, Sacrament and Wrath, you kind of like, okay, they're kind of like, this is the dialed in Lamb of God sound, you know? And then, but through the next few albums, they had like every album kind of had like a track that was just, you know, the bit more experimental ones. Like you had on Wrath, you had was it Reclamation, I think? And then you had King Me on the next album. Then I think a couple of albums later, you had Overlord, and I'm just, Overlord was the first time I think we heard Randy do clean vocals on anything.
Yeah.
So like,
just dipping your toe into
exactly, and those are some of my favorite songs because they stand out. Those are some of my favorite songs from those guys because they stand out and it's different from, the normal kind of range that you'd expect from them. So I love when bands can experiment a little bit like that. It's really, really good. So Tyler, I mean, you've been the new bass player to the band, but like not so much new, is it? Like how long have you been in the band for now?
Well, I've been the bass player for nearly 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was around here and there for probably about 18 months before that. Doing fill-in gigs on guitar when Jace was away having his surgery and whatnot.
Okay. So you've been part of the picture for a little while then.
Yeah, and myself and Kyle as well. We've been friends since high school, and we've played in bands throughout the years as well before DisKust.
Okay.
So yeah, that was kind of when they needed somebody, and Kyle was like, "Oh, I know this guy." And hit me up, and I was more than happy to fill in for that period of time. And then when the position came up for the bass slot, I didn't even own a bass when Kyle called me and asked me to play bass for them.
Another fucking guitarist stealing a bass player's opportunity. What the fuck is with it?
He plays guitar in Awake in Time as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Hard worker.
Yeah.
And Kyle rang me and said, "Oh, hey man, we need a bass player. Are you interested?" I said, "Well, I don't even own a bass." He goes, "Oh, do you want to go buy a bass and play bass for us?" And the rest is history.
Get one and then come over.
Yeah.
That was it, man.
And he already knew all the songs because he'd been playing them on guitar, so it was
There you go.
Easy transition then, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you just hold him hostage. You can't leave now.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
right.
That's what we did with our old drummer. It was like, oh, I'm just going to fill in for a bit. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But he's
Lord knows I've been trying.
But he's so diverse because he plays guitar as well. Obviously, like the last show we did at Crowbar, Jace was away for his surgery, so Tyler jumped on guitar and we jumped Sienna up on bass for us because Craig was playing the same show. So
hell yeah!
That would have been a fucking spectacle.
It was great.
Yeah,
we had a really good time. Yeah,
it was really great.
Okay.
So the community up in Queensland, man, it's different. It's different.
We actually put out a feeler. We were like going to get like someone from the crowd to come up and just play Chronic with us if they could. We're going to try and do something like that. And then Sienna hit us up. She's like, "I'll play the whole set for you." We're like, "Oh, okay, sweet." And she like knew it overnight. Like she's just a whiz. Like didn't even have tabs, nothing. She's just so clinical.
Yeah.
She's really, really
crazy talented. Crazy
talented. She had 5 days. She had 5 days from the time that we said she would do it, and then she jumped up on stage and killed it.
Yeah.
So big props.
That's bad.
Fuck, man.
Absolute
awesome.
weapon.
Yeah, she's unreal.
I love that. And so yeah, I mean, how have you been doing, Tyler? Have you been very heavily involved with the writing of the new stuff, or has that been something that has been more left to the already existing thing?
I have input, I would say. I don't sit there and sort of bring material to the group. Not yet, anyway. Because like Bo was touching on before, a lot of these songs that we're doing on the EP we've had since before I joined the band.
Very fair.
So it's just been a lot of refining and input and whatnot, and and then I just come along and put the low end in, and that's it.
Give it a bit of the old Tyler sprinkle.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
He gets his fix, his writing fix in Awake in Time. He kills it in Awake in Time now. So, but Jace is the main songwriter instrumentally, at least for DisKust. Yeah.
Okay.
So he basically just like locks himself in a room for a night and like has something in an hour, and he sends it to us. He's like, "Oh, I'm not too sure about this," and it's like the best thing we've ever heard. We're like, "What the fuck?"
And everyone gets to.
How do you do it?
You'll just get to sort of build from there. Like it's sort of good.
Then it just snowballs. It's like, oh, I can do this, do that, and the other, and then I'll jump on the computer here and I'll swap some, maybe change some structure around, or have like cut out some instruments in some part to give emphasis and all that sort of stuff. And we all just sort of, it's like chucking chum in the water for sharks. You know what I mean? Like everyone just starts eating it.
That's good, man. Well, at least that way when everything hits. Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
If everyone grabs it, next thing you know, the ideas are just firing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you might get one and it just might be like, nothing really going on here, but we'll hold on to it and it might fit into something that goes on later on down the track.
Absolutely.
But I love the fact that because sometimes when people are able to do that and bash out a nearly complete song on their own in such and it's such good quality, and they can get a bit precious about it, and it's good that there's the openness to be able for you guys to be able to do all your ideas on things as well, and he's not sort of coming in going, well, no, this is what the song is. It's like, this is what I've got. What do you think? And you guys are able to, put your bits on it and play with it, and put different directions and spins on things.
Absolutely. I mean, he is a guitarist at the end of the day, so he is a little bit precious about some things. But for the most part, it's a skeleton, and we're just adding the flesh to it.
I like that analogy.
That is good, eh?
I like that analogy. That's
just off the top, guys. Just off the top.
That's the way I warm you up, mate.
You are a vocalist.
You are exactly. You do have some great licks, man. Like you do know how to stroke. Yeah, you'll know what the fuck you're doing.
So
thank you, man. Appreciate that.
The new EP that's coming out, then, is that coming with new masks, new sort of look at all?
It's asking the tough questions here.
Yeah. How much can we say, Tyler? It's an overhaul of the band.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we've decided that it's going to be a self-titled EP, and it's just sort of a reinvention. Well, not necessarily a reinvention, but just an overhaul. A reimagining, if you will, yeah.
Kind of like when Korn did the whole redid the self-titled album, sort of starting back at zero again, kind of deal, or
yeah. I would say so, yeah. But having everything that we have, So there will be new masks, new stage stuff that we're trying to. I mean, it's really hard to think about stage stuff when you're not like Parkway Drive, when you think about having all that money and stuff, you're like, oh, I could do so much with that and this, that, but when you're playing like at our level, it's sort of like, oh, what realistically can we do to pull it to that next level, and bring something new to the table, so that's still in the works, but as far as all the songs on the EP are new. So, Scapegoat's its own thing. So everything on the EP is new, new mask, new look, new, everything really. Yeah.
That's the best thing about having like the mask band things. Like normally, and Tensions Arise did it too. You did like everyone was in black, and then like where do you go from there? Okay, well everyone's in white now. Do you know what I mean?
We did
like,
the change.
We did it too. Like the most that you can sort of change is the clothes and maybe a couple of the aesthetics, like a little bits. But when you're a mask band, the creativity is there's so much creativity to go with,
and it's beyond the music. I mean, like you can go, okay, well, how does the music make me feel? Okay, so what's the visual of that? What's what I mean? Like how would that look? So yeah,
I mean that's something that I've loved exploring in Nuclear Vision, is like being able to have my the persona, I guess, or the character, and building 100%. Building sort of lore around that character, because I mean, and I was that a lot of that has just come from the mask that I ended up finding, because I was going through trying to find different mask ideas for stuff, and I saw a bunch of cool ones, and then it was like essentially like sort of the Slender Man type thing, the whole like just no face but with just the dark eyes and all that, and that starting out like that, and then finding, okay, well that's great, but that's like a full head and neck latex mask, and that's going to kill me on stage because there's no mouth hole, there's nowhere for me to breathe, so that's just going to be an absolute nightmare on stage. I think I wore it once in a rehearsal just to try it out, and I'm like, there's no way that's going to work on stage. Under the right,
I wear a half mask, like this bloody thing over my face, and I die in this.
Yeah. So
it's a sweat catch as well, like it catches all like everything in it.
Well, that's
and then the beard on top, like just just recycles.
Oh man.
Well, that was one of the problems that Zach ran into, because I mean, in his mask for Nuclear Vision, it's like the kind of like the bone, like crow head sort of thing.
Yeah,
the
long
nose.
Mask.
He literally had to like cut some holes in the end of the thing so that it didn't like, the sweat wasn't like pooling down in there.
So it would
getting all gross and moldy and everything like that. But no, like just playing with the evolution of it, and finding, and I mean, when you're doing masks, it's so challenging to find something that's unique and affordable, as and finding the right thing, because like I can look up these amazing places and get a custom mask from somewhere, right? But it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to get it, because it's a custom, it's one of a kind, it's thing. But so then so obviously I started out with like your typical like $30 or $40 Halloween type deals, and then built up from there, and I managed to find an evolution and a sort of change on it that still fits with the vibe, but then there's creating the character around it, which for me is a big thing, because I love every band that I've been in has explored a different aspects of myself, even though I'm just the bass player, right? And I'm not really doing, but I've just the performance and the type of presence that I bring to the stage. It's been different versions of me and different elements of myself that I've brought to the forefront with it. And like, so like the null character of like, okay, like the concept of null is even beyond nothing, like if you've got it, if best way I can describe it is, if you have a spreadsheet or a database, you can put a 0 in there, right? A 0 is still a value.
Yes.
If you put null in there, it breaks it, because null is not even a 0. It's not even nothing. It's the absence of anything, even nothing. And it's like it's almost like the inverse of an infinity concept. In some ways. And so just kind of coming up with the idea then of okay, so it's this like, what is null? And it's this like sort of Lovecraftian cosmic sort of thing that is presenting through me through this stuff, and I try and like take that on with my sense, but it's just a lot of fun with it. And I've got another project I'm working on now where it's okay, I'm diving more into the like reverend elements of things, because like I've got I am officially an ordained minister. Reverend is my official legal title, so I'm like, I want to play that up. So I've got like a collared shirt, like a collared clergy shirt as for my own, that I want to use for my on stage gear and everything. So it's the diving into all these different elements and the way that you can express what you're about. And I mean, we see it all the time, right? We see it with other bands, like obviously Slipknot being one of the main examples. You see how their masks change over time to represent different things of themselves, unless you're Mick, in which case you got the same mask for 25 years, pretty much. But I mean, so for someone like Corey, Corey Taylor, great example with his. It's just his has changed so significantly between each album cycle. That I think it's just you can really track where he's at, where his head's at, how he's feeling about himself and everything through that. So yeah, like I love that there's bands at the local level as well who are able to explore those same concepts and those same ideas. And I'm excited to see the new style and the new designs and everything. I'm really, really keen. And there's this new album. I'm excited. I'm really fucking excited for new music from you guys.
Hell yeah, man.
We're excited to release it and get it out there finally,
Oh, we can't wait.
You've been pretty, well, dude, you guys have been very consistent. Like,
musically or?
well, just musically and with your releases. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we try to be, yeah.
Oh, at least always you're always keeping yourself in the mix, and your name's always coming up in conversations. Like even here still now, your name is coming up in conversations when I'm going out and stuff like that. So like the band, like it's working. Whatever you guys are doing, you're just keeping yourself in the loop very well. Keeping yourself very relevant.
Well, thank you, man. We certainly do. I mean, it's hard when you're trying to lock yourself away and get an EP done, like it's in one mind, you're like, okay, we need to focus on this EP. But in the other mind, you're like, but how can we keep relevancy? Like, how can we, we've got to make sure that people are there to listen to this at the end of it. We can't just do nothing for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we've been trying to get in, just keeping the shows local, whatever comes up and still getting out there, but just trying to cut the costs of, traveling and going away so we can really just sort of focus everything towards the EP and get that out and then blow out,
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think we've already got a Geelong for the end of the year, and then we'll and a Melbourne maybe, so we'll add a whole bunch of stuff at the end of that as well. So
you got had the big summer blowout.
That's right. Yeah. Just before Christmas, when we're supposed to have money for gifts and stuff, that's the perfect time to do it.
That's all right. That's when you just got to bring
music,
out,
mate.
bring out the new merch and hope you sell enough.
Yeah, we do have new merch.
Buy our merch.
We do have new merch. Just plug that. We do have new merch. Buy, please help.
Yeah, I saw the new shirt that you guys have got up there. It's a pretty
yeah. We just got the trademark done. So trademark shirt and
Nice.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Happy with that. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
That's heaps mad.
So
I think we got some baby stuff coming out too.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Some baby pajamas and stuff, and we got a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, just jump on Shopify or something. You can put your shit on anything there.
Right.
It's drop shipping. So maybe that's one of the things I was like, you can use it for. What I've found is if you want to have some stuff to sell at shows, cool, great. Obviously, you got to do your thing with that. But then you can also have a Shopify thing set up where you link that to your store and whatever you want to do. So if you want to have, if you want your online store to have DisKust mugs, cool. You fucking put them on there, and then when someone orders it, it does a drop shipping through Shopify. Or someone, wants to put your hats. Hats is another one, right? They might be a bit too expensive to get done in bulk, but if people are willing to, the occasional person might be willing to pay whatever it's going to cost, right? So you put that on there through Shopify and you set all your margin in it, everything. Cool. Someone orders it, off it goes to Shopify, and bang, it does it and gets shipped straight to them. And it's that's what I think that. But then depending on how you set it up, you can also just have that for select things. So if you've got your local stuff that you actually have stock of, that'll just come to you and you organize that to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty handy sort of setup. I think more bands should probably give it some consideration. Not necessarily Shopify itself, but similar style platforms.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you can
there,
integrate with it, because why not? People.
Yeah.
How many? I know a lot of the times I've been in bands and people are like, oh, I wish you had, your logo on this. I'd buy it on, I want to get something like this or that, or, they might want to do a white shirt with your logo on instead of a black shirt. Cool. Yeah. You can do that and have that in the online store and people can go and buy it there. And you don't have to do the fucking upfront cost of getting, 100 of them fucking printed.
Or jerseys. People keep asking us for jerseys. We're like, no one,
dude,
they're expensive as fuck.
They are.
Baseball jerseys. Yeah.
Yeah.
For two people that are going to buy it.
Yeah. And hoodies as well, man. Hoodies are rough, especially in Queensland.
Yeah. And and now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's you might sell a few in the run up to winter, but you're not going to sell that many in Queensland.
That's right.
Surprisingly though, we actually sold a lot of the skunk bone beanies.
Yeah, everyone
Those
loves
beanies.
beanies.
The beanies are
all
good.
year
And
round.
if they're a lighter beanie, especially like
Yeah.
not a super thick heavy one,
Yeah.
those sell pretty well.
Yeah,
So-
all year round.
The other one that we found that was really good was there's a website called Custom Wizard that we used, and we got keyring bottle openers
Yeah, we got them.
because I was like
We got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like I'm like key rings, it's a bit, like it's too many key rings. People have too many key rings, but
Yeah.
you put a bottle opener on it, all of a sudden it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it's a bit more appealing. And I think for the price, the amount we ordered, you could basically like, I think we were selling them for $5, and each one cost like $2.50 or something to get done. So it was
True. Yeah, right.
It was a pretty good return on those, pretty good margins on those. And
Yeah.
I know it sucks to think about it in that way because we don't want to be. I know sometimes I get it, right. You can feel like, am I taking advantage of my fans by wanting to make a profit off the merch I'm selling them? But
Yeah.
No, they
know,
get all
it's a
your music for
business.
free.
It's a
They
business.
get all your
You
music
wanna-
for free. No, no,
You
fuck
gotta-
that. I'm gonna.
you got to look at it like that and be like, yeah, well, we can't just make no money on all of this.
That's
shit,
right,
Like,
yeah.
we have
Yeah.
to.
Well, the thing is we're not making a wage off of what
No.
we're selling. We're
You're already
putting
not
that
buying
straight
the
back
CD.
into doing more
And-
runs of merch.
It already costs us way more than we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was the thing. Like, at least you see, like, at least back in the day, CD costs used to at least subsidize some of that. Do you know what I mean? But now
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
you've taken that main thing away, which is the whole point. You've taken away CDs
Yeah.
and everything. Get it? So just fuck.
Now
Yeah.
Spotify gives us 70 cents.
Yeah. See,
That's
now-
good
now
in
that you
some
said-
circles.
Yeah. Now that you said you brought out baby merch, I want to see like little DisKust pacifiers with the individual masks on the end of them.
yeah.
So everyone has their
Not
own
a bad
mask.
idea.
That's fucking mad.
Keyring dummy.
Yeah.
Yes.
bottle opener.
Lanyard dummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, another one that you don't see a lot of bands doing is condoms.
Nasjap used to do them.
Yep.
in the
Acid
day.
Nip
We
did,
used to
Acid
do them
Nip
in
did
Awake
as
in
well.
Time.
Awaken Time used to do them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I mean,
get you disgusting
more of a-
condoms.
Oh,
Butt
when
stuff only.
get condoms for when the pussy's too disgusting.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, that
Jesus.
just worked for me.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids.
Oh yeah. I got two.
I don't know, something, man, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Any sort of unique merch that you don't see everywhere is a good move, right? Like I've
Yeah.
seen, who was it? I went, an artist called Penny Parker, and she does very, like, she kind of mixes a lot of anime stuff in with her music.
Yeah.
And she literally has a comic book that's got like her stage character persona, whatever, is like in this fucking comic book, and it's a whole thing in there, right? And it's part of something that she's got available for merch sales there. So again, that's something that
That's cool.
you're not going to see a lot, right?
No.
So
That's cool.
You get something like that done, hey, boom, that's a really unique merch item that people are going to pay attention to.
Stop it. You're giving me ideas. Stop it.
Oh, mate, go for it. Go for it. I would love to see that shit.
Yeah.
You know, do like a horror comic book with all the masks and shit. Like a, you know,
Except,
There you go.
it can just be a full comic book about just trying to make a cup of coffee and it's just not working. And you're all in your masks. You know what I mean? Just make it about the most mundane shit in the world.
Trying to do your tax return with your mask on.
Yeah.
yeah, DisKust goes to the accountants, and there's like all of you just filing into the accountant's office.
Never have I ever done a tax return.
Oh.
I don't know, just
Yeah.
fun shit.
It works on so many levels though. That's the thing. Like, especially after like Death Clock and stuff like that. Sky's the fucking limit now. If you got the idea.
Yeah, we need a TV show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What is it? Who's Necrogoblicon has their
Love that
podcast.
band.
Yeah, I
And they
saw-
got
they're so
John
good, man.
John Goblicon in character hosting people on his podcast and everything.
wasn't Brad Williams on
Yeah,
that?
Brad Williams was on it
Okay,
recently. Great.
okay.
Yeah,
Is
great.
is Necro Goblin? Is that the? They got Dickie Allen in there now, right?
I have no clue. All I
From
know is
Infant Annihilator.
quite
Wow, wouldn't
possibly.
surprise me.
Quite possibly.
He might have just been in a song, but he's just nuts. He's just crazy.
any of that Infinite Annihilator crew is just absolutely unreal, right? Where any band that's like, yeah, we're going to be so heavy that like it's parodying how silly shit's getting with how heavy it is,
Literally,
and that's the whole point of the band. And you're like,
yeah,
like making satire to mock death metal
you got that-
by
you
being
got
some
that-
of the heaviest shit ever.
You got that Aussie band that's on Instagram. Who were they? The ones that do the cartoons, and they had that. We did the reaction video for that song about fucking work.
Lost Souls, yeah.
Lost Souls. Like they
Yeah,
if you haven't seen their content, go and watch their content. It is it's funniest shit.
Yeah, every film clip's animated and it's all in the same style, but it's about it's about wanting to quit your job because you'd rather be on tour, or you know, not liking about you know how the stuff in like the newer Star Wars movies doesn't make sense
and relatable.
And,
yes,
you know, like just lots of stuff like that. But it's really good.
They done one where it was like ride a riff using a ping pong ball, and they throw a ping pong up.
Oh, I've seen that.
They're Australian.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh,
Australian.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
They do a breakdown. It's like,
You know what my new favorite? You know what my new favorite one is? Just we're on the point of content. Have you seen the one? Does it riff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get the barcode off. Like they get a
yes.
I love that. Love it.
Hey,
so good.
I've played around with it. You're stuck for riff ideas. Get yourself a barcode and see what you can do with it.
I remember a band called, I don't know if they're still around anymore, but there was a band called Arbiter. And they had a video up on their YouTube where they were just, you know, taking the piss out of things, but they would get like cards and just shuffle them up and then just chuck them out, or, you know, deal like 5 of them and then just chug the numbers that come up on the cards and just make a breakdown like that.
Yeah.
I love it.
D&D dice as well. Get yourself like a couple of those. Like get like a D8 for your times, for your note length, and then like a D12 for your fret. And
shh. We could run a whole series off that for a year, Raff.
Do a campaign while you're at it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like just have fun with it. Just make it all that sort of shit. Like, but this is what I love. Like it's because for a long time and maybe this is just a factor of the proliferation of the internet and streaming services making it easier to find a lot of these bands. But there really feels like in the last 5 to 10 years, there has been an explosion in a lot more niche bands.
Yeah.
So like bands that are like, yeah, we know that what we're doing is a very, very, very specific thing, but they're able to find their audience.
Sleep Token, for example.
Sleep Token,
probably the biggest example right now.
Yep. But even on a more like a smaller level, bands like Dark Law, bands like Maruthan.
Yeah, Maruthian, yeah.
You know, Maruthian, you know, even, what was that one from Metal to the Max? Hell Machine? That's like just a bass player and a bass, two-piece. It's a bass player and a drummer.
Oh, true.
And
it's the heaviest shit.
It's the most hectic shit you've ever heard.
He'd have like 20 pedals on that bass.
Maybe. I don't know what his setup was. It sounded unreal, though. It sounded so unreal.
Take notes, Tyler.
Even when you got like Orpheus Omega as well, the Orpheus Omega,
with a keytar.
With a keytar.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, bro, they were really good.
Like it really is. There's no better time to just say fuck it and do what you want to do. You know,
there's an audience for it somewhere.
There's a band that we played with at the Bright Side. It's not even a band; it's one dude. He's, I think it's Fura. I think his name is. And he's just on the drums, and he's got like the Britney Spears mic, and he's just screaming these goblin screams while drumming blast beats, and he's got like the guitars coming through the PA. It's unreal. He is so talented, dude.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the one guy.
Okay.
That's a cheap tour.
Yeah, far
I mean,
out.
not if you've got a lot of drums everywhere.
True.
But-
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
We got one in Sydney called Van Lucia, and he
Yes.
comes out and he's got his guitar strapped onto him. He's got a keyboard that sits in front of him too, and yeah, one piece, one man army, and just absolute talent.
Playing
This machine, eh?
playing the keyboard and the guitar at the same time while also singing. Yeah, hectic stuff, man. Hectic stuff.
Unreal.
But now's the time. Now's the time to do it. Like Raff said,
is.
you know, it's
Like I've been saying this every time I'm on. It's kind of funny. Like I'm chronically online, right? So I'll always be scrolling through reels or TikToks or whatever, and seeing these people that do. Because I know we do reactions on the channel, but there's people that this is their whole thing, and they do them like every day they'll have new reactions coming out and stuff, and they'll do a video and they're like, this Australian band is absolutely fucking crazy, like they're so good, and they're like, there must be something in the water in Australia because every band I've heard is amazing. I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, you could do a whole year of just reacting to Australian bands,
Literally,
and you would not
100%.
find you would not find a bad one in the bunch, and you would have like still not even scratched the surface of what is here, and I think like my reasons for this, I think I've said this before, is as Australian metal bands, we kind of understand. It's like almost like an unspoken rule that we know we're not going to make it, quote unquote. And making it means different things to different people. I'm well aware of this, but we know that the chances of any given band starting, we know the chances of us becoming the next, Parkway Drive, for example, is slim to none.
Slim to none.
So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it on our own terms. We're going to do it playing the music that we want to play. We're not going to chase a trend. We're not going to compromise on doing the music we want to do. And we're going to have fun with it.
That's right. I mean, our Australian motto is just send it.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
fucking send it.
And that's what we do. We go out there and we just fucking send it. And people can tell when you're not being genuine. People can tell when you're doing something just because it's trendy or whatever. Like, people want something that's, as much as I know, well, and again, maybe we're in the bubble on this, I think the lay person wants something that's the right balance between familiar and novel.
Yeah.
But we have such passionate fans here. The people that are the fans, the people that are fans, not just people, not just listeners, because listeners and fans are not the same thing. But we like Aussie fans are some of the most passionate, and I think that shows in when we get when those fans get up there on stage and form a band themselves and start playing shit. That comes through because everyone that's playing in a band is a fucking fan.
Absolutely.
Australians do have a very weird taste in music, though. You only have to look at say something like Rage. If you just watch Rage for a night and you're like, okay, this is a scope on roughly what Australians listen to, it's a really broad mix. For such a small population, we listen to some real, and the talent that comes out of such a small population, considering how isolated we are, not so much now with the internet and stuff like that, but to actually think like bands like In Excess and stuff like that literally took over the world with such a small population and isolation. There is 100%. So we're oozing talent.
Yeah. 100%.
Just spills out. It's great.
We just got to get past the old, the whole tall poppy syndrome. I think, and that's the one thing that I think we still need to shake off.
Yeah. But I find the people, that's always going to happen, but the people that don't give a fuck and don't listen to that noise are the people that just keep succeeding. And then eventually everyone comes back around when you take over the world. Because there is that stage when you take over Australia, everyone's like, fuck you. And then you take over the one, they're like, oh, they're Australian, they're ours. Yeah, we love them. And the tall poppy syndrome's gone.
Maybe.
That's just my opinion.
I mean, look, we mentioned it before, Parkway Drive. Like, I think tonight, as we're actually recording this, is their Opera House show.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
I think that's actually tonight. So
It's
I'm
like
keen.
$3,000 a ticket or something, wasn't it?
Something crazy,
stupid like
something
that.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
wow.
I think, I'm really keen to see what comes out of that because It's an achievement. It's a very, very special moment for them.
Hopefully they film it.
I hope
I'd
so.
love to see it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it up on YouTube.
I'll be buying that DVD if it comes out.
Oh, dude, they
Yeah.
always put out banger DVDs. I still remember the very first one they ever put out. I could not stop watching it. It's just like, fuck, this is the life.
What are your thoughts on the whole sleep token thing? Because I've noticed there's a lot of discourse online at the moment. And look, you know, love them or hate them, they are what they are, and you know, I can very much say, especially within the metal community, it would be a very refined taste to sort of get into them. But I've seen a lot of metalheads in my feed getting butthurt about them. What are your guys' thoughts?
I love them.
5 hours, if you've got 5 hours handy, Bo would love to talk to you about how he loves
Yeah,
them.
I love them. Yeah, I absolutely love them.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, I really do. And the newest album hasn't quite hit me the same way. I think it's a little less metal than I would have liked. But
Okay, that's fair
yeah,
enough.
their previous, you know, Take Me Back to Eden and Sundowning are just chef's kiss for me. I could listen to them end to end, and I love the diversity. And I find that the last two albums, the diversity that they show is a lot more freeform. It's a lot more. There's a reason for it. And the newest album is not quite that. It's sort of a bit more like TikTok. You know what I mean? Like
I do know. It has a lot of those TikTok beats in it. Those really good real sections.
And even as a singer and a lyricist, like the lyrics aren't anywhere near as good for me. They don't grab me as much. A lot of the last two albums were a lot more mystical and mythical and sort of like mysterious, whereas the lyrics in the new one are a bit more straightforward and again, TikTok, like, I don't know, like 2004 Tumblr posts or something.
That's fair enough. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't grab me as much, but yeah.
That is a fair analysis.
That's a fair and balanced take.
That was a cohesive, that was a very, you know, articulate analysis. Not, they're an R&B band posing as metalheads that like they're the new Deftones. Get over it. They are the new fucking Deftones. Get the fuck over it.
I mean, even down to the basic form, you look at them as musicians and they are incredibly fucking talented. I mean, Vessel, he's got a great voice. The drummer, my God, he is just a phenomenal drummer. I mean, for the 30 seconds that he gets to play in every song, but like he is just so good. And the guitarist it's like they grab like almost the best musicians in England and put them in this super group sort of thing. I don't know. They're just really, really good.
Yeah. Like I've seen, I don't know, again, symptom of being chronically online. I see a lot of this debate and people just, and again, it's just such a challenging thing to try and remember that not everyone is in this bubble that we're in.
Yeah.
You know, we are diehard music fans. We are musicians. We have played in bands. We've recorded music where, you know, like the calls coming from inside the house in some ways. Like, we, obviously not to the level that these particular people have, but we have to. What I struggle with is remembering that a lot of people don't have any of that knowledge that we have.
That's right.
A lot of people
100%.
are just a lot of people are purely vibes based. They're like, you know, they just listen to the song and they're either on the vibe of it or they're not, and that's as far as it goes. And
that's right.
You got a lot of people that are just like, Sleep Token's just arse. Like they don't get it. And you try and come in and you go, look, if it's not for you, fine. If it's not for you, that's totally fine. No one's saying you have to like it. But from the perspective of people that play music and understand playing music and writing music, almost every person that fits in that category that I know, even if they don't like Sleep Token, has an immense appreciation for the musicianship and the songwriting that takes place that these guys bring to the fore, and just getting it. Just like, but it's like people just aren't going to understand it. It's like someone, you know, you read a poem, you put a poem that's in Chinese in front of someone that doesn't speak Chinese. How are they going to know how they're going to understand the intricacies of it, even if they don't follow. You can translate it into English, but it's not the same.
That's right.
It's just it is a foreign language to so many people, and then there's obviously going beyond that into the world of everything on the internet being simplified into a like or dislike now. Right? Like there's no nuance in any of that. Like
there's
even
not.
And for me, I mean, I know that maybe it wasn't the first thing, but when I really noticed it was when iTunes took away the 5-star rating system. On stuff, and they just switched it from that to the like and dislike thing. And I'm like, all of a sudden, there's none of that nuance in it anymore. You can't be like, well, yeah, I like it, but it's not my favorite thing. I don't dislike it, but you can't there's the rankings on stuff. It becomes very like a lot of that nuance of the discussion is lost.
They need a meh button. The so button.
Sorry, I like what you said on the sleep token thing. Like, it's not for everybody, but people like us can appreciate their musical ability and whatnot. Because that's very much sort of me on them. Like they're not something that I would go, I'm going to listen to Sleep Token. But when I do hear anything from them, I have a really great appreciation for what they're doing and their musical ability. Because like Bo was saying about their drummer, I listen to their drummer, I'm like, man, this guy's phenomenal. Like. But the music that they do, like I'm more of a, I would say, traditional metal fan.
Yeah,
I like it fast. I like it heavy. I like 2 guitars, drums, and a bass. But for what they're doing, I've a massive appreciation for what they're doing because they're doing it very well.
I have that sentiment about Tool. Like, I'll never pick up. It's not going to be anything I'll go to, but Jesus Christ, they are the most talented. They are some talented fucking people. And I can appreciate every bit that they do.
I put them in a camp similar to a band like Pink Floyd. I think like Pink Floyd, you listen to it. Yes, okay, most people know Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall. Yeah. That's cool, but Pink Floyd's got some out there shit. Like real fucking out there. Yeah. And if you don't have any understanding about music, so much of it's going to be lost. I have an understanding of music and a lot of it's going over my head. Like it's there's so much experimentation in what they're doing, what those guys were doing. And yes, okay, that's a lot of it's drugs. Drugs is a big part of that. Okay? Like I'll admit that. I'm not going to fucking shy away from that. But there's a lot of stuff that the lay person just isn't gonna understand, or they're not going to catch on to, or want to understand without putting in a lot of work to learn the language that's being presented to them in those cases.
And like bringing up the Sleep Token thing, people are so quick to shit on anything they don't understand, aren't they? Like it's just and to make it vocal as possible that they don't like it. Is that necessary? Like, is any of that necessary? Like, if you don't like it, don't listen to it, I'm sure a million people have said this a million times, but like I can understand, like, people call Sleep Token, like, metal Imagine Dragons, and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I can see that,
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's fine. That's cool. But, like, it's the people that are just, like, there's so many, it's just the world we live in now, isn't it? The age of the internet where, like,
if you don't like something, everyone has to know about it.
So quick to shit on it.
It's pancakes and waffles.
Yeah.
It's pancakes and waffles. Oh, you like pancakes? Oh, so you hate waffles then? That's the exactly. That's the way it is these days. 100%. It's pancakes and waffles.
They're both cake.
But like, I mean, you could even bring it back around to something that I'm sure you guys have experienced at times as well, which is like any band these days that wears
a mask. Yeah.
Any band, any new band, any new band that wants to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to be Slipknot. It's like, well, no.
Or Mushroom Head.
Slipknot tried to be Gua. Get over it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
It's like clearly you just like didn't listen to the song at all. Like
No. You know what they did? They saw the mask and they went, no,
immediately.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
No.
100%.
Me.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that's changing now. Because you've got bands like Sleep Token that wear masks and no one says anything about them being Slipknot at all. And then, there's bands that are coming through, like the new President band. There's bands coming. Yeah. There's bands coming through now with masks. It's becoming like a thing again, like
Well, especially now with like cancel culture and stuff like that. Now it's like not even so much say in that realm. It's more to keep a bit of privacy and like a bit of
Anonymity
some
and wanting
anonymity
to-
to
Yeah.
yourself. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Not everyone needs to know like what you were fucking 20, 30 years
Yeah.
ago or whatever.
Like,
You know, you've grown up from then.
Black
Yeah.
Gold's a great example, but Black Gold, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them or not. It's a
They're very
UK
good.
UK new metal band, really well worth checking out. Well worth checking out. They are head to toe covered, head to toe. So
Gloves and all.
gloves and everything. Like so, no, like no hand tattoos are visible. You know, like nothing. Like neck fucking gaiters so that neck tattoos aren't visible.
Yeah, right.
Any parts of the face that are exposed are painted, like fully head to toe covered. And they don't really do interviews or anything either. And they kind of, you know, the law or the reason is they're like, well, you know, they've got like, apparently the members have like criminal pasts and they're trying to like stay separate from that with the music. They don't want that to impact their musical stuff and anything. But like we reached out, we got talking to their label and or their management company, and we're like, look, we would be happy for them to do the interview in the get up and
we'll
have
change their voices.
have pre-approved questions, have voice changes or anything like that if you guys want. Have the thing and then have you guys review it before we release it so we can cut anything that you guys want. But it was just like, look, they just don't do them because we don't. It's a very, very rare occurrence when they do that kind of stuff because they want to keep, you know, they want to keep that. They want to be able to like walk down the street and just be like any other person. And I know that that's not why everyone does the masked band thing, but some of us just do it because it's fucking cool and fun, and it's a great way to add a degree of expression to what you're doing.
That's right.
All right, well. Look, let's get this thing kind of wrapped up pretty soon. So you guys have got the new music coming. I think you mentioned before we started that's maybe sort of dropping in the next few months. Hopefully, is that the goal? That's
hopefully.
Yeah.
There's not much left to do on it.
Cool.
There's not much left. We're almost at the end of putting it all together and then getting it sent off for all the production stuff.
Yep, lovely. And then obviously you guys have got this show coming up in Ipswich in July.
Yep.
I should have pulled that up before, but I'm a dickhead, so I didn't do it.
We also have one the night before at PFR as well.
Oh, double duty, like
Double
back to back.
double whammy. Yep.
Yeah.
Back to back. That's good stuff. I'm just trying to pull up
yeah.
that flyer for the show. If you
Jeez.
bear with me a minute, so I can see who else is on it. But we did talk about that one before. So yeah, Total Buzzkill, Whisperhead. Violent Conflict, that is at the Racehorse Hotel on July 12th. So I'm going to make sure I'm getting out there for that one. That'll be good. I'll have a few drinks. We'll do a few fist bumps and headbang a little bit and just have a whole lot of fun with it.
Hell yeah. Have some beers. And
Yes.
the show the night before is basically the same lineup, except Violent Conflict is pyrokinesis.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's going to be PFR Lounge in the Valley.
That's
which is
right.
a great little spot.
Yeah.
Any I know you mentioned some shows down south a little bit. Is there any other shows that you guys have got in the works that you can talk about at the moment coming up? Or?
That's pretty much it, I think, isn't it, Tyler?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else booked yet, but there's always something that'll come up. Wherever it may be in the country.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Well, look, stay tuned. Keep an eye out. We'll have all the links to the social medias down in the description, so you can go and follow DisKust on your platform of choice, and you can keep up with what they're doing, see any show announcements, see announcements about the new music. I'm assuming there's going to be music videos coming for some of the new songs as well.
Go check out their old music videos
go and
because they've
check
got
out
a
everything.
catalogue. They have got stuff for you to sink your teeth into for a little while.
And it's good shit too. We even did a
is-
reaction
it is
to
really
Never
good
Have I
shit.
Ever when that one was dropping. So, like, when you guys have got new stuff coming out, send it on through. We'll do a reaction to that new stuff as well.
Absolutely.
man.
And we've got new merch as well, so if you want some new merch,
New merch,
Yeah,
go and get your hands on that.
please.
got to plug that, Kyle, or shoot me.
Yeah. Buy a merch.
All right, lads. Well, look, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us tonight. It's awesome to catch up again. You know, always welcome anytime you guys have stuff going on. Always happy to have you guys on to chat about it, and very keen to say hi in person again in July. So thank you very,
Absolutely.
very much, everyone.
Absolutely, can't wait,
Thanks
man.
for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Cheers, eh?
Thank you, everyone, for watching. You guys have been amazing if you're watching this far. Take care of yourself and your mates, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.